This is breaking news from the Las Vegas Review-Journal, sponsored by Michael Gaughan's South Point Hotel, Casino, and Spa.
Timing, the ball comes out differently, different where you release the ball, but I mean, it's all just throwing at the end of the day. Nothing that the reps can't kind of get you used to, so it's not like it's worse or better, you know, and it can be, but in my situation, I've had some guys that know how to get the ball out, so it's been a conversations too, so that's really been the best part for me, is just getting to know him as a person.
You've obviously been through a lot of off seasons in your career. Like, can you assess how an off season went for you? Like, do you know going into camp if it was really good? Like, how you feel? Like, can you kind of judge that?
If I'm healthy, it's always good. I mean, I don't change the way I do things. I try to do everything the right way, and I attack my off season. Obviously, you cater to different needs based off where you're at, whether it's your age or where you want to improve different parts of your game. So obviously, it's not going to be the exact same regiment, but I hit it the same way. You know, it's not like, I didn't get enough out of this one. At the end of the day, I'm devoted to my craft, and I think that reflects in the way that I play. So I always feel really good about coming into the year.
As you approach a season, obviously this is kind of day one of the season as we look at it in a different way, but as you approach a season, do you change like your goals every year? Do you change what you want to accomplish, or is it always kind of the same thing that you're working for?
I change very specific goals. You know, as far as a goal for me is being more efficient at the top of a comeback. You know, it's not having 1,500 yards again. You know, at the end of the day, I'm going to do enough right on the tape to where, you know, I'm going to get enough looks from the quarterback and, you know, obviously my coaching staff to where the numbers are going to be there as long as, you know, God willing, I'm healthy. So for me, it's not about the numbers and trying to hit a certain number. It's making the tape look a certain way. And, you know, with a certain amount of looks from the quarterback, you know, we're going to be able to make the rest of that stuff happen. But the quarterback has nothing to do with the way that I come out of my comeback or how flat I come out of a end cut, or, you know, if I stack the guy rather than going too wide and things like that. So those are the goals that I focus on.
Davante, you guys added a lot of receivers this offseason between Jacoby Myers, DeAndre Carter, Trey Tucker, and others. How do you think that improved depth can sort of help you overall as a rookie?
I mean, obviously we brought in some guys that know how to move, got some creativity. You know, I like Jacoby's game a lot. DC coming in is going to help us as well. You know, I don't know what these guys are going to go in and produce like, but at the end of the day, I know I like the people, and it's fun working with them.
What is it about the Jacoby's game that you like? What is it about Jacoby's game that you like?
I mean, he's just a pretty savvy guy to not be super old in the league. I mean, I think this is year 5 for him, if I'm not mistaken, and you know, that's still pretty young in this league to be able to know how to be creative within your routes, but also be on time. And you know, there's a lot of guys that get creative and do a lot of stuff within the route, but then now the quarterback's waiting on them, and it's a sack, and you know, it's not the same rhythm as when everybody else is catching the ball. So there's a lot of things you can learn from them out there, and it's, like I said, it's fun because these guys can do a lot, but they come in with, you know, their open book, and they wanna you know, or an open vessel rather, and it's fun to be able to teach them, but also, you know, kind of steal some things from them when we're out there on the field together.
It's only day one of training camp, but those defensive backs like to, you know, get reps against you. We saw Meek, you know, get pretty fired up, but Marcus Peters has been added. How do you think that you help those guys get better throughout training camp as well?
Yeah, man. I mean, it's a, you know, iron sharpen iron type game out there, and you know, I love to see those guys getting fired up because I want to see them doing the same thing when they make a play against somebody else, and you know, I'm definitely going to turn up on them when I make those plays. So I love to see that type of fire and excitement, and obviously it means a lot to them, you know, not being funny, but it means a lot to them to make a play on me in those situations. So, you know, I got to make sure I don't let them get it. I don't want to kill anybody's confidence, but it's my job to not give too many opportunities for them to be out there beating on the chest.
Not sure how many times you've gone up against Marcus, but you know, you look at the interception numbers, and that doesn't happen by accident.
Nah, not at all.
What, from a wide receiver's perspective, what do you see from his game that allows him to be kind of that productive in a very hard part of the game?
Yeah, I mean, obviously you got to be a smart player to be able to be on defense and catch the ball as many times as what he has in his career. You know, it doesn't happen, which means it's not just going to go out there and happen again just because he's had it in the past. You know, you got to still come in doing the right things. But I've known Marcus for a long time. You know, we're not family, but we kind of got the same family. So I've been a fan of his game for a while, and being from the same area, I'm definitely rooting for him to have a great year.
When you talk about coming into the year with those micro goals, was it always that way for you, or was there a time earlier in your career did it switch when you were more focused on
Nah, it started like that because I came in playing with two Pro Bowlers, and I had to focus on the small things and be able to walk away from a game or a practice feeling good with two targets on a day. You know, you can't come into the league. You got to be humble when you approach this type of league because there's some big dogs out there, and until you one of them, you got to wait your turn. And for me, it was just locking in, just like when I was at Fresno and I wasn't on the field yet. It was be the scout team player of the week every single week, and then that turned into the scout team player of the year, and that turned into a freshman All-American. Then we know what happened the last year there, and then after that, you got to restart kind of with hit that restart button or refresh button, should I say, and come in with the same mindset that you did when you were a small fish in a big pond, and get those small goals together. That way, you're not basing your success off of wins and losses or just how many numbers you have, because I don't really control how many times I get the ball. I control what I do with my route and my assignment every time I step up there.
All good?
Cool.
Great. All right, guys, we got Marcus. How do you feel being out there today, Marcus? How was the heat?
It wasn't too bad. Felt good to be out there back with the guys and kind of get this journey going.
Guys, signed Marcus Peters earlier this week. I'm not sure how closely you follow this game. What do you think you can add just to the secondary overall?
I mean, experienced vet, playmaker, been a fan of his, since he came to the league. I was still in college, so, I think it's a really great addition for our secondary and excited about what he can do for us.
There's always a lot of changeover in the NFL, team to team, secondary to secondary. What's the key of getting that group together as quickly as possible to hit the ground running when the season opens?
I think it's just getting those reps, getting that communication, both in the meeting, off the field, and just connecting off the field as well. I think that goes a long way to kind of getting the group to mesh when we get out there on the field. So, it just takes time. The more reps we get, the better the communication, and we'll start gelling together a lot better.
It's been an issue forcing turnovers for the defense. What have you seen? What do you think can relate to doing more of that with the guys you've seen, the guys you've seen now?
Honestly, I think a lot of it is a mindset. I mean, it starts with your technique and executing your job, but we got to have that mindset. And I feel like since OTAs, that's something we've been trying to establish and working at it every day. So I like where we're at right now.
That's good. All right, thank you.
Everyone, sorry to keep you guys waiting.
All right, questions for Jimmy?
Jimmy, it's been a little while since you took the field with a new team. Any nerves at all, or excitement getting this thing started with the Raiders?
Yeah, always. I like that feeling though. It means something to you. I don't know. You care about what you're doing, and it was really cool. Just getting out there with the guys, trying to get into that rhythm, and a lot of new stuff for me. But yeah, I enjoyed it today. It was fun.
I don't know if you noticed it, but there were some nervous fans during the offseason with everything that was kind of going on with the foot and everything. Understandably so, but was there any concern on your part that it wasn't all going to work out?
No, never. Yeah, I'm not a big media guy talking in the offseason stuff, but yeah, never really a worry. We had a good plan here. The strength staff, training staff, really tip my hat to those guys. They did a great job just getting me back and getting me where I need to be. And I'm not fully there yet, but working in the right direction.
Yesterday, Coach McDaniels mentioned that when you kind of came in OTAs, you guys had a little collaborative process going over what you did under Kyle Shanahan and then working your way back into his system. What was it like kind of having a coach work with you and kind of fine tuning what you like to do and also incorporating what he likes to do?
It was awesome, man. So I always saw Josh and Tom do that back in New England. Thought it was really cool. Thought it was that's just smart football when the play caller and the quarterback are working together like that. And yeah, it was a really cool experience. It felt good to get back into that. Just putting your 2 cents in as a quarterback and certain plays that you liked in a certain offense. And it's new to Josh, new to me, and we're just trying to make it all work. But yeah, it's been really cool. I enjoyed the process with him.
Jimmy, despite not being on the field, how much time have you been able to get adjusted to your teammates and kind of what's been the vibe that you've been able to get and chemistry been able to build?
It's coming. I mean, it's definitely coming. We've gotten some good reps over the summer. Training camp, I think, will only get better and better as we go. But it's running routes on air is one thing, but once you get out there with a defense against you and you really could see what guys can do and can't do, and they could see the same with me, I think that's when you really start to build your chemistry. That's what we're trying to do, man. I thought we had a pretty good day today. Some couple here and there that we could have hit a little better, but overall I thought it was pretty good.
Where were the biggest areas Josh helped you early in your career, and now you've been back a few months since we've talked to you? Where have you guys kind of picked up on that from where you left off?
Well, Josh taught me the pro game pretty much when I was a rookie and just first couple years in the league. So he really acclimated me to this league, and yeah, everything I kind of knew came from Josh and the Patriot days, and we're kind of just trying to get back to that, man. Trying to build that chemistry. He's calling plays out there for me, trying to get in my ear so that we could see the same picture and things like that. And I thought we had a good first day, but yeah, we're going in the right direction.
In San Francisco, you worked with Brandon Ayuk and Deebo Samuel, a few great receivers. Now you're working with Davante Adams. Can you talk about that experience today? What was that like for your first time throwing to DA?
Yeah, it was cool, man. Came out in the same draft class. I always watched Davante. I always, thought he was one of the best in the league, if not the best. And I mean, it's as a quarterback, it gives you a sense of relief almost to have a guy like that. We were throwing some routes on air today, and we were just talking and just hearing him talk and how he sees the picture and how I see it. It's pretty cool. I mean, he sees it very similar to a quarterback, which as a quarterback makes you feel great, man. So it's nice.
How long does it take to build a chemistry with the new offensive line, and in particular the center that's snapping it to you?
It's a process. I mean, it's like anything in this league, especially the center and me, we just got to be on the same page, especially with the mic points, protections, things like that. It's a little different in this offense than most. But Andre and me, I thought we had a pretty good day today. Just getting cadence and them feeling my rhythm with the cadence. I think it'll take time, but yeah, we got to get it sooner rather than later.
With Davante, are there things already you can see that make him stand out to be one of the best guys in the league? Or what have been your first impressions the last month or so?
Yeah, I mean, on one of the routes I threw him, I asked him if he was going full speed, and I was like, "Was that your foot?" Because he's just so smooth, man. It looks effortless, and I thought I overthrew him on one of the deep balls. He ended up getting to it. So it was just things like that it's a luxury as a quarterback to have a guy like that. I just got to get used to it. So it was really cool, and I'm glad to have him, man.
We got a chance to see you out and about a little bit in Las Vegas during the Golden Knights run. How is that process going, getting acclimated to a new city and a new living environment?
It's been good. Finally got a house, so that I'm a step in the right direction. Vegas has been really cool, man. Honestly, I've loved it. The people here are very inviting, I want to say. Just they like talking. Even if you don't know them, it's a cool interaction. I haven't had that in a long time. So being from the Midwest, it was pretty refreshing.
When you said Davante thinks like a quarterback, I know it's only been one day, but how did that come across out there?
Well, we were just doing some routes on air over on the side field, and he just started talking like most receivers just tell you the route they want and they run the route. He was kind of talking the talk, and I was like, okay, like this guy's seeing what I'm seeing. He, throw it early rather than later, just little things like that, and it's pretty cool, man. So we got a long way to go, me and him, but we're off to a good start.
Jimmy, last year the 49ers, threw a lot of passes kind of in the shallower area of the field, and last year the Raiders were pretty up there in terms of deep shots. Do you kind of envision with Davante and like Trey Tucker and a lot of the other speed that you guys have, kind of being more willing to kind of push it deep this year?
Yeah, I mean, we do whatever we need to do. I think it's kind of a week-to-week thing. Some weeks call for shorter ones, some weeks call for longer ones, and you just got to be able to adjust. And I think that's what's so difficult about this league is can you adjust week to week like that? And it's just part of the job.
August 10th, you're going to have those joint practices with the Niners. How big are those going to be for you?
I'm excited, man. It'll be cool to see some familiar faces, players, coaches. It'll be cool. But yeah, looking forward to that. But we got a long way to go till then.
Do you feel like the first day of school out there today, Jimmy, for you? I mean, you hadn't practiced really since the end of last season.
Yeah, honestly, I mean, kind of. Last night, going to sleep, just a little bit of excitement. It's that little kid feeling. I don't know. It's nice to feel every once in a while, and it was cool to get back out there with the guys. Felt right.
All set?
Yeah, great. All right. Thanks, guys.
Max, I know kind of report came out that you were with Josh kind of leading up to his deadline. What's it kind of been like just as a teammate trying to, support him in his efforts, but also obviously wanting him to be here with you guys?
Yeah, for me, Josh is a grown man. He's got to make the best decision for him and his family. No matter what, Josh is like a brother to me. We came in together. We've had a bunch of different coaches together. Josh is a grown man. He knows what's best for him. So I'm going to support him in any way I can. I was at his house. I didn't – nobody asked me to go talk to him. I was at his house hanging out with him, trying to get him, selfishly, to be here. But, he's got to do what makes sense for him and his family. And, it goes both ways. So I'm just going to be here to support him. And obviously I want him here. But, yeah, they got to figure everything out. But, that's above my pay grade.
I know it's not a new thing, but there's been a lot of talk recently about the value of running backs. What's sort of your view about, just not specifically about Josh, but just league-wide, the value of running backs today?
Yeah, it's crazy. They happen to be the only, market that's gone down. That's just, the reality. It's crazy because those guys take the most damage. They're getting the ball, 300, 400 times a year, especially a guy like Josh or Saquon, those dudes. So, yeah, man, I want everyone to get paid. At the end of the day, those dudes are ballers. There's a ton of great players. So, but that's not up to me. The market is the market. I feel like running backs should get paid just, some of the best players in the league as well. So, yeah, but, it's a different league. There's markets for every position, and people value certain things a certain way. So, that, like I said, that's not my determination. But, yeah, obviously I think Josh is, specifically I think Josh is one of the best players in the league. So, that's just, my opinion.
What throughout the whole off season has shown you this will be a better defense and also a better defense in terms of creating turnovers?
I can't make any predictions. I know that the guys are showing up. I know the guys are working. I know we're detailed and doing things together. That's all we can control right now, taking it one day at a time, being where our feet are. I just try to lead by example in every single way. That's been my main focus, being a better leader. Not only just by example, but, vocally at times when I feel like it's needed. So, yeah, I want to be the best version of myself every single day, and I'm trying to raise, the standard is the standard. I want to bring everybody up with me. So that's my goal every day. It just be a light for everybody and just show them how it's done and bring those guys with me, not just, do it myself. It's the whole D-line. We're running after practice. Try to get everybody going, and that's not just defense, it's offense as well. I don't care who it is. If it's O-lineman I got to talk to, receivers, whatever. Like, I just want to be the most complete version of myself to, help this team win, and that's my goal every day.
Max, almost every training camp that we've seen, there's something a little bit different about your physique, your body. Has it become kind of a healthy obsession for you during the off season to refine the body and figure out different ways that can maximize what you do on the field on Sundays?
Yeah, for sure. Every single year, I try to find a 1%. That 1% I can improve in every single category. So, yeah, like this off season, I started 2 weeks early. I started January 30th. I've already put in 6 months of training, PR'd in all the things I wanted to PR in. So, like, yeah, there's always room for improvement. There's always more to do. So for me, I just about how can I eat better, how can I sleep better, how can I recover better, how can I train better. And that's, what we've done all offseason. I got to give a ton of credit to Rick Slate, working with me every single day, AJ, the whole staff, Ricky, nutritionist, literally everybody in the building, has helped me, do it. So, yeah, I'm just trying to be, like I said, I talk about it all the time, I want to be the best. So that's what I literally push myself all year round to get to that goal, and I'm not stopping until I get there.
When you get out there and you're flying around, do you feel like the work that you put in how you're able to move around out there?
100%. I take pride in it. I know how I feel. Once you feel good, and then you find another level to tap into, then you keep finding another level. So for me, it's always pushing and being uncomfortable. This off season, like I talked about it, like I went and sparred Sean Strickland, and I went to Miami and ran 10 miles with Hunter Campbell, just crazy, but like just putting myself in situations that I don't want to be in and just doing it. And like, I've just see, once you break like past that, like mentally you could always tell yourself like, all right, I'll be good after just this, but it's like, no, I give myself no option. There's nowhere to run when you're in a cage with another, professional assassin, and it is what it is. But once you do things like that and you live like that,
then you get into games and it just becomes like you're the one hunting people. You know, it's not like you're not fearing anything, you're not thinking about anything. You don't think, you just go. So that's how I always try to be all year round.
As somebody puts yourself like this when you're dealing with this heat, how do you balance that, or do you think that benefits you in a lot of ways?
Yeah, it's not the heat out here is different. You know, it's 115, 120 degrees. So you got to push yourself on a daily basis. You can't just, you know, train in the conditioning and air conditioning and then go out and feel like you're going to be fine in the heat. So yeah, you know, we've done back and forth. I've trained inside, I've trained outside this off season. Just doing a bunch of different things to, you know, get ready, you know, for training camp. So yeah, you know, like I said, the strength staff did an incredible job, you know, acclimating not only myself but the guys that have been here to get ready for it.
What does Marcus Peters bring to the mix?
He's an alpha. You know, I love Marcus. I've known him since my rookie year. We got the same agent. So Marcus is my guy. You know, he's cousins. You know, Marshawn's his cousin. So yeah, Marcus is like family. So I love Marcus. He brings that attitude that, you know, we need in the secondary, and I can't wait, you know, to see him get out there and keep competing because he's a dog for sure.
Max, you have an unquestioned work ethic. Some of the younger guys who may not have that, what kind of things do you do to kind of bring those guys up and set the example, I should say, and bring in the Raider way and what you bring to the table as being the undisputed?
Yeah, you know, I talked to George Tarlis, a rookie, literally every day about it. But it doesn't just happen overnight. You know, when I was a rookie, a second-year guy, like I'd still like in my head, I'd always seen like the future and how I think I could be as a player and what I can do, but my actions and everything weren't fully aligned with that. So you could think about it, you could talk about it, you can do it sometimes, but if you're really trying to do it at the highest level, you got to do it every single day. It's got to be a way of life. You know, like I've said before, there's no balance when you're in it like this. At this level, you can't be 50-50, and that's just the reality. So yeah, that's what I try to tell the young guys. Like, some people don't want to sacrifice certain shit, but if you don't want to sacrifice certain things, then you're not going to get what you want. You know, that's honestly, you know, it's just the truth. And you know, I've talked to Tim Grover. He says the same exact thing. You know, he's one of the greatest trainers, trained with Michael Jordan. And he talks about all the time, there's no balance. You got to be relentless. There's a difference. You know, you can be good, you can be great, and you can be unstoppable. So, like, for me, I want to be unstoppable in everything I do. So that's what I try to show the guys.
How unique was it, or different was it, to look up there and see a new quarterback back there on the other side of the ball?
You know, it's a little different. You know, Jimmy's cool as hell. You know, I've been here all off season with him. He's been training, working his ass off to get back. So I'm fired up that he's out there with us. Literally before practice started, he's already talking shit. So I love it. So that's the kind of guy I want to compete against. You know, so that's between us. But he's a competitive dude. I love him. You know, he's a dog. And I'm not just saying that because he's my quarterback. You know, there's certain guys that are dogs, and he's definitely one of them. So I love it. You know, I'm definitely looking forward to competing and getting after his ass.
Speaking of going back and forth with quarterbacks, I don't know if you saw QB on Netflix, but
yeah,
you and Patrick had some memorable exchanges. Were your friends hitting you up on that one and talking to you about it? And what were your memories of all that?
Yeah, for sure. I had so many people reaching out. But I love it. You know, honestly, it's cool that the fans kind of get to see the other side of it. You know, obviously KC fans are like, well, Crosby, he's this and that. And I really don't care. You know, I love it. I'm going to keep going harder. So they're going to have to get used to it. But it is what it is. You know, I honestly, you know, that's who I am. You know, now they get to see it and, you know, a little bit more up close. But I think it's incredible. You know, it's cool. You know, I was telling some of the people, I'm like, y'all should mic me up for a whole year. It'd be a straight, crazy-ass documentary, but they need to because it would be crazy. But, no, you know, in reality, it's awesome, you know, getting to see Mahomes. Like, the dude's a dog. You know, there's a reason why he wins. That's the type of guys I want around me. And then that's why we compete. I know I'm one of the best. He's one of the best, and that's what, you know, that brings that competitive nature out of us. So, yeah, you know, people getting to see that is pretty cool.
It was extremely early. What's been the chemistry like in the defensive line room, trying to get the young guys that are coming in up to the standards you're trying to set?
Yeah, the standard's already been set. We already made that very clear, what our goals are, what we're doing on a daily basis, the non-negotiables. So, yeah, you know, it started yesterday. Conditioning test went great. Everybody did well. And then today, we're running after practice, and not just half of us, it's all of us every single day. And that's not changing. So we got certain things that we set out that, like I said, non-negotiables, and we got to do that every single day. It's up to me. It's up to the leaders to hold everybody to that standard. And I think, Robbie Leonard, Matt Edwards, all those guys are doing a great job of, leading that group as well. They're doing awesome, and they're doing an awesome job of, building this room up. We got a ton of guys. We have like 18 dudes in the D-line room. So it's been awesome. A good mixture of everybody, and everybody's just embracing it. So it's a good start.
Is there, without obviously throwing out any numbers, is there goals for sacks, pressures for the whole room, not just you, and then turnovers? Is there some kind of goal that's maybe thrown on the board where everyone could look at and say, hey, that's what we need to achieve this year?
Yeah, honestly, there's no number. We don't put a number on anything. When it comes to that, we want to be the best version of ourselves, because sometimes people put numbers on things and you're putting a ceiling on yourself. Like, I don't ever put a number on my sack total or pressures or whatever. I just try to improve literally one day at a time. So I could have said, all right, I'm going to get 70, and then you end up with 100, and you're like, all right, well, now, I'm setting my bar too low. Like, for me, I know where I want to be, and I know where I'm going. So I'm never going to put a ceiling on myself, and I don't want any of the guys in the room to do that either. So, yeah, if we're all on the same page and flying around, you never know what you can do. It's sky's the limit.
You got to tell us about the new artwork that you got.
Yeah, I got more tattoos a couple days ago too, so I've been getting blasted. So, yeah, I love it. I love tattoos. So, and it wasn't painful, so I got knocked out and went to work. So it's all good.
Today was your first practice with your daughter in the stands. How different has this offseason been as a father, and how special was it having her there?
It was incredible. She's in that stage now. She's 9 months. She's starting to try to walk. She's taken a couple steps so far, but yeah, just seeing her and seeing her personality come to life is honestly the coolest thing ever. She's always smiling, and she's got all the personality in the world, and she's definitely got her parents' genes. She's aggressive. She's grabbing, throwing stuff all over the place. She's always other babies. She's like grabbing by their face and stuff. I'm trying to slow her down, but I'm gonna just let her be. And it's honestly incredible. She's so damn cute. It's like it's a blessing every day I get to see her. So it's awesome.
Tyree has talked a lot about trying to learn from you. What kind of things can he pick up and learn without being able to kind of practice for him?
Yeah, right now, obviously he can't go with us, so yeah, it's all mental. So that's just as important now. The classroom, being on the field, watching reps, learning every single day as much as he can. Because as a young guy, you want to just go, but right now he's got to lock in and not only physically getting ready to get back on the field, but he's got to be locked in mentally just as much. So we're looking forward to getting him back. Byron Young as well. We want everyone out there, but it's a process. There's always going to be injuries and things like that. So we just got we got who we got, and we're going to just roll.
I saw you at a fight with Nate Hobbs. And,
yeah,
I was kind of curious about that relationship. He seems like somebody that you guys would kind of vibe a little bit. And he's facing a pretty big year, and we've seen what he can do as a rookie. He had a really good year, had some injuries last year. But do you feel like he's on the cusp of taking a step forward?
I think Nate, like I said, Nate's obviously a great friend of mine. He's an awesome dude. He's relentless. He works hard. He's young, and he's got a lot room for improvement. He knows that. But I got, like I said, I don't put a limit on anybody. I think Nate can be a great player. There's no doubt in my mind. I've seen him at his best, and he's scary, scary good. So, yeah, for me, with him, all I care about is consistency. I want him to be the same guy every single day, show up and keep getting better. He's had some little obstacles, injuries, little things like that, but he's been working hard. So I wish nothing but the best for him. I want him to be his best. I know he wants to be the best. But on a daily basis, it's just about being consistent. And as a young guy, that's the hardest thing to do. So for me, I just try to, even bringing him to a fight, I take him to a fight. We're talking, talking ball, talking life, and just trying to get him, make him, realize how much potential and how great he can be. That's how I try to, instill in him. And he's always competing. We've freaking shadow boxed everywhere we go. It's just he's one of those guys that is constantly competing, and that's what makes him really special. So yeah, he's like I said, it's limitless. His potential. He can be great.
Just maybe not the best softball player.
Yeah, yeah, I was just talking to the guys about it. I'm like, Nate Hobbs in like 2 innings, he ran through the fence, he hit a home run, did a backflip, and then took a pop fly off the top of his head. So all in a matter of like 10 minutes. So I'm like, this dude, he's a little bit all over the place when it comes to softball. So he's got some work to do, but he's, like I said, he's talented.
Jose Canseco played for the Raiders in a softball game. How did that come about?
He's an Oakland guy, so he was with the A's. So I guess that's how they tied us to, to our team. But yeah, that dude, I felt bad. I think he blew his shoulder out. His knee was falling apart. The poor dude was going through it. So yeah, he had to stop early. He was struggling.
Did you get shots in on Strickland?
So, hey, come on. Ask him.
Uh-oh.
What is that?
Jade was like.
You've been watching Breaking News from the Las Vegas Review-Journal, sponsored by Michael Gaughan's South Point Hotel, Casino, and Spa.